She spent the entire night out, as if I were a fool. So I left a letter and walked away. What she lost wasn't just a husband. Hello and welcome back. Today's story is a deeply personal journey, one of love, disillusionment, quiet preparation, and ultimately closure. My name is Marcus Jennings. Nobody enters marriage expecting it to unravel. When I married Danielle 5 years ago, it felt like stepping into a dream. We were that annoyingly affectionate couple, always laughing, finishing each other's sentences, showing up together everywhere, like magnets that refuse to separate. She wasn't just my wife. She was my anchor, my best friend. When Danielle spoke, I believed her. When she smiled, it felt real. That's why what came next wasn't just painful. It was disorienting. You can prepare for storms, but no one teaches you how to survive a slow, invisible erosion. It didn't happen all at once. The first shift was subtle. New friends. Danielle began spending time with a group of women she met through work and social events. At first, I didn't think much of it. Everyone deserves a social life, but these women were different. Their conversations unsettled me. They mocked their husbands, called them idiots, bragged about manipulating them with silence or sex. It wasn't funny. It was contempt disguised as comedy. One night, I overheard them while pretending to watch TV in the next room. The cruelty in their laughter made my stomach churn. I wasn't snooping out of paranoia. I just couldn't believe how sharp their venom was. Later, I pulled Danielle aside and said, I'm not telling you who to befriend with, but if your circle treats love like a joke, eventually that mindset will rub off. She scoffed, literally laughed in my face. Oh, please, she said. You really think I'm talking about you behind your back? She treated my concern like a punchline. That was the first time I realized something was deeply wrong. Over time, those toxic ideas crept into our home. Danielle started criticizing me over the smallest things. Decisions I once made with confidence, paying bills, choosing groceries, planning weekends, suddenly became controlling. She didn't just want a voice. She wanted the final word. Disagree with her, and I became the villain. She twisted my logic until I was the bad guy in every argument. When I tried to explain, she called it gaslighting. I wasn't trying to dominate her. I was trying to keep us aligned. But slowly, the marriage turned into a cold war. Silent dinners, passive-aggressive jabs, days without speaking unless necessary. Then came the call. One Saturday, I was walking down the hall and heard Danielle on the phone with one of her friends. I froze when I caught the word divorce. Her friend was celebrating, filing for divorce and going after half of everything. There was laughter, no grief, no sorrow, just glee at the spoils. I earned this, her friend said. After all I've been through, he owes me. And Danielle laughed along. Good for you, she said. You deserve it. Something inside me broke. I didn't confront her about the call. I didn't need to. That night, I saw my marriage for what it was, fragile, possibly doomed. And I made a choice. Quietly, I began moving assets. I met with a lawyer. I learned how to protect myself. No more large purchases, no more house under both our names. I separated finances, locked down investments. It wasn't that I stopped loving her. It was that I stopped trusting her. Then came that night. I returned home from work to find Danielle in front of the mirror in a skin-tight dress I'd never seen before. Makeup flawless, perfume filling the room. I asked gently, "Were you going dressed like that?" She didn't even glance at me. Out. Don't worry about it. A party? A birthday? I pressed. Just the girls, she replied casually. Might be all night. My gut screamed. Something was wrong. I'm not comfortable with this, I said. She rolled her eyes. That sounds like a you problem. And just like that, she was gone. I sat in silence for hours, not sad, not angry, just done. I stood, went to the bedroom, packed a single bag, and sat at the dining table. I wrote a letter. Danielle, for months I've tried to fix what's broken between us. But you've made your choice through your words, your silence, and your actions. I refuse to live with disrespect. I'm done. I'm walking away. Good luck, Marcus. I left it on the table and walked out. Checked into a hotel that night. No text. No call. Not even aware of me. By day 3, I contacted my lawyer. If she wasn't going to end it, I would. Within a week, she was served with divorce papers. Still no reaction. She hired a lawyer and turned it into a battlefield. 7 months of legal Cold War followed. Mediation, court dates, emails. The system didn't care about stories. It cared about numbers. Fortunately, my precautions paid off. I kept most of what mattered. She didn't get what she expected. After the divorce, I didn't chase anything or anyone. I breathed, bought the motorcycle I'd always wanted, took a solo trip to Iceland, learned to cook, not for anyone else, just for me. For the first time in years, I slept without tension in my chest. Nearly a year later, Danielle texted me. First casual. Hey, stranger. Hope you're well. I didn't respond, but she kept reaching out. Eventually, the truth slipped between the lines. She thought life post-divorce would be thrilling. Wine nights, spa weekends, no husband to answer to, but freedom faded. Bills piled up, settlement money ran out. Credit cards maxed, friends vanished, or dealing with their own regrets. She never outright asked for help, but the message was clear. She was drowning. I didn't reply immediately. When I did, I said, I'm not interested in your regrets. That was it. I wasn't cruel. I was finished. She had made her choices. Sometimes, when you walk away thinking better waits, you realize too late you were already holding the best thing all along.